Hi everyone, I'm Pragya Panchanathan, a grade 7 student from Dubai. My 10th birthday was extra special. It was my first double-digit birthday and we had a big celebration with family. But the very next day, my parents took me to the doctor for a vaccination. I was a bit worried I might get sick, but I didn't. And that vaccine was to help me against HPV. As I started learning more, I was shocked to discover that cervical cancer, a preventable one, takes over 300,000 lives every single year. When I asked my friends if they had received the HPV vaccine, most of them had said no or they didn't even know what it was. And when they'd asked their parents, many of them hadn't even heard about it. That made me wonder, why aren't more people aware of something so important and life-saving? That's how the Save Daughters campaign began. Over the past 3 years, I've been working to raise awareness, and in 2024, I officially launched the campaign. The goal is to spread the message about HPV prevention and to help vaccinate at least 1,000 girls to protect them from cervical cancer. One thing I've learned is that the awareness and the cost are the two biggest barriers in this. So I urge parents, schools, colleges, employers, and healthcare professionals to listen to this important conversation today and share it widely, because together we can save lives. Today, we are very lucky to have a special expert with us who will guide us and answer all our questions. So let's get started. Joining us today is a highly respected and accomplished expert in gynecology and obstetrics with over 20 years of experience. She completed her MBBS and MD and DMC from DMC Ludhiana, Punjab, and holds a fellowship in cosmetic gynecology from IAAGWS, along with an observership in reproductive medicine and IVF from Homerton University Hospital in the UK. She has served as chief consultant in leading hospitals across India, worked with VLCC and LIC, and also taught as an assistant professor at Adesh Medical College. Currently, she is associated with Prime Health and is widely recognized for her expertise with excellent patient ratings on Dr. Beyond her clinical work, she actively leads health camps and awareness sessions for underserved communities and female inmates, reflecting her deep commitment to women's health and social impact. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Pragati Grover. Thank you so much, Doctor, for taking the time to join me for this important conversation. I was so happy to see your name as it sounds so similar to mine. So thank you so much for taking time today.
Thank you so much, Pragya, for giving me this opportunity. First, let me congratulate you. I'm really impressed to see the kids your age is doing something like this for the cervical cancer awareness. And if we have campaigns like this, I'm sure we can change the story of cervical cancer.
Thank you so much, Doctor, again. So, Dr. Pragati, HPV-related cancers are among the few that can actually be prevented. Yet, awareness remains very low and we lose so many precious lives to it. Can you please explain what HPV is and how dangerous it can be?
Yeah, I agree with you. There is not much awareness about it. HPV basically is a virus. There are a group of viruses. There are more than 150 viruses which are known under this family. Some of them are low risk, some of them are high risk. The low risk virus, people won't be even aware about it. They just go off, body has its own immunity and it passes it off, clears it off. High-risk viruses are the one which, if left ignored, they can lead on to problems like cervical cancer, anal cancer, oropharyngeal cancers. They can cause multiple cancers. And a very shocking part is like it might shock you and surprise you, around 600,000 women are diagnosed with cervical cancers globally, and out of which almost 300,000 they die each year. Something which we can totally prevent, something which we can totally find it out before it manifests. But because of the lack of awareness, this goes unnoticed.
Yeah, and like you said before, I did not know that each year 600,000 people are diagnosed. And like you said also, it can be prevented easily with more awareness. So thank you so much for that clear explanation. And also, I did not know that it causes 3 different type or more different type of cancer. I only thought it causes cervical cancer. So thank you for that too. This is also my first time doing this, but I'm gonna do a rapid fire run, which is like I'm gonna ask you like a very like small sentence like HPV is not that serious, and like responding with a quick answer like true or false or myth or fact. Okay.
That's interesting. Okay, let's do this.
HPV is not that serious.
It is very serious, as I've already explained how many lives are lost with HPV.
It's too early to talk about HPV with children.
No. We immunize at the age 9 and above, so it's never too early.
HPV only affect girls.
No, men are also affected with HPV. They can cause penile cancers. HPV can cause anal cancer. And in fact, in some countries, the incidence of oropharyngeal cancer is more in men as compared to the cervical cancer in women.
Oh, and the vaccine causes early puberty.
No, that's also myth.
You can't take the vaccine while fasting.
Oh, you're not ingesting something, you're injecting something. So
Exactly. If insurance doesn't cover it or if it's not mandatory, it's not important.
no, there are so many things with the insurances are not covering it, but that doesn't mean that it is not important. Everybody should get vaccinated.
Exactly. I also got vaccinated when I was 10. Ignoring early protection through vaccination and screening has no long-term consequences.
It does have. You can end up with malignancy.
And screening is not required after vaccination.
No, the guidelines don't change. You need to get screened. You need to get your pap smears done.
Thank you so much for busting those myths with such clarity, and I'm sure that so many listeners just had their doubts cleared in seconds. And don't forget that you should ask your doctor something instead of just going on Google, because that information sometimes is not valid. So you should ask your doctors and be open with them. So thank you so much for that. I absolutely loved that round. It was my first time. In your experience, how many parents actually ask you about the HPV vaccine for their teenage children?
Not many. I would say only 30 to 40%.
Yeah, that because I feel like there's not enough awareness going around. We can do more campaigns like this, and awareness can be such a simple thing to do. Putting posters around, doing more talks about it. You said that less people come to you asking about it.
Most of the time, people who come, they come up with some problems, some kind of infection, some kind of disease, pains and aches, and the awareness is not that much that there's something which can prevent your kids and yourself from cancer. So usually we have to bring up the topic like, when did you get your pap smear done? Did you take up an immunization? I've hardly seen that it is from the patients asking you that is there anything available. Only 30% I would say on an average who really wants to know about it.
Clearly, we need to do more to spark those conversations and build awareness as well. So, as mentioned before in the speed run thing, boys should also receive the vaccine. So, at what age should girls and boys ideally get vaccinated?
The best is to start as early as possible. The guidelines are above age 9, you can give it to both boys and girls. Till age 14, only 2 vaccines are required. One if you give it today and the second one after 6 months. After age 15, it is like 3 vaccinations, 0, 2 and 6. But up to 25, you can give, it can be stretched up to 45. So every day I have women coming in my OPD, they think that they are too late to get an immunization. No, you can take it at any age, even up to 45, it can give you a protection. Even if you had sex before, it can give you a protection because you don't share all types of HPVs. You might be infected with one, but it can give you protection against the other ones.
Thank you for clarifying that, and also knowing the ideal age. More parents are now going to go to their doctors knowing that their kids are the correct age for it. And I've also noticed a strange contrast. Many parents spend freely on travel, birthday parties or on expensive gadgets, but they hesitate when it comes to paying for a vaccine that could save lives. How can we encourage parents to see the HPV vaccine as a life-saving necessity rather than an optional cost?
Yeah, I think because as the awareness is not there, they don't think that this kind of a simple thing can prevent you from a cancers. Because for any other type of cancers, whether it is a breast cancer or it is an intestinal cancer, we don't know exactly the cause for that. Only for the cervical cancer, for anal cancer and oropharyngeal cancer, we know this HPV is the one which is culprit and there is a vaccine available for it. There is a general myth all around that cancers, nobody knows the cause and it cannot be prevented. The good part is this is one cancer you can protect and prevent, and there is a screening available and you can change totally the story of a cervical cancer if you get an immunization done.
Thank you. And you said it's preventable. And since it's preventable, people should be more open to it. Like you said, for the other ones, they don't know the causes. This is something we know the cause of, so it's easier to prevent as well, and it could truly change lives.
Yeah.
Once someone is vaccinated, when should they start getting things like pap? When should they start screening like pap smears, and how often should it be done?
Guidelines don't change whether you're immunized or not. It will be the same. We usually start at age 21, and if it is from 21 to 30, it is every 3 years we do a pap smear. And from 30 onwards, if you've got HPV testing, then it will be every 5 years co-testing. Otherwise, every 3 years. They don't change whether you are vaccinated or not.
Thank you so much for your time today. And before we wrap it up, is there one message or piece of advice you'd like to leave our audience with?
Okay, it would be like get your screening done. If you're less than age 45, get yourself immunized, talk to your healthcare professional and get an injection. If you are above age 21, start getting pap smears done. And for the parents and everybody around, please get your kids vaccinated, irrespective whether they are a boy or a girl, because it is gender neutral immunization. It can give you a protection from many cancers.
Thank you so much for the message, and also, doctor, it's so simple and powerful. And thank you for giving your time today in the interview. I hope everyone is listening and takes it to heart and shares it with others too. This conversation is going to be an eye-opener for many people. So a heartfelt thank you to Dr. Pragati and the entire team at Prime Health Dubai, especially Dr. Deepak Nand and Ms. Nisha. I truly appreciate your support and the time you've given me today. Prime Health is one of the biggest supporters of the Save Daughter campaign, and they have also generously offered privilege packages for HPV consultation and screening. I encourage everyone to take advantage of these offers before the 8th of May. It could actually save a life. To learn more, please visit the Prime Health or register for the campaign to receive full details. Together we can protect our daughters and sons from the deadly HPV virus. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel Passion Pragya and follow me on LinkedIn to stay updated. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you, Pragya.